3 weeks ago, I woke up in a hospital bed with 3 broken ribs, a fractured collarbone, and a concussion so severe the doctors were worried about brain bleeding. My 6-week-old daughter Isla was with a stranger I'd hired from my phone while paramedics cut me out of my totaled car. The accident wasn't my fault. A delivery truck ran a red light at 60 miles per hour and T-boned my driver's side door. But that's not the worst part of this story. The worst part is what my mother said when I called her from the ambulance, begging her to watch Isla. Let me back up. My name is Ariana Watson. I'm 28 years old, and until 3 weeks ago, I thought my relationship with my parents was normal. Sure, my mom was critical. Sure, my younger sister Jessica could do no wrong while I always disappointed. But that's just family, right? Wrong. It started as a simple Tuesday morning. Isla needed diapers. Just a quick 20-minute Target run. I asked Mrs. Park, my 72-year-old neighbor, if she could watch Isla. Of course, dear. 20 minutes is fine. I kissed Isla's forehead and left. I never made it to Target. For blocks from home, that delivery truck came out of nowhere. I saw it barreling toward me, but there was nothing I could do. No time to swerve. No time to brake. The impact felt like an explosion. Metal shrieked. Glass shattered. My airbag deployed like getting punched in the face. Then my car spun across 4 lanes of traffic. I remember the screech of tires, cars honking, thinking about Isla. Then darkness and distant sirens. When I came to in the ambulance, everything hurt. A female paramedic was checking my vitals. Isla, I whispered through the oxygen mask. My baby. 6 weeks old. At home with neighbor. Needs someone. The paramedic squeezed my hand. We'll help you figure it out. Stay calm. But I couldn't stay calm. Isla was exclusively breastfed, never took a bottle. Mrs. Park had only agreed to 20 minutes. It had already been 45. With shaking hands and cracked phone screen, I called my mom. She answered on the 3rd ring. Ariana, I'm at the spa. What is it? Mom. My voice cracked. I've been in a car accident. Bad one. I'm in an ambulance. Isla's at home with Mrs. Park. Can you please go get her? An accident? She sighed. That deep, annoyed sigh she always did when I inconvenienced her. Ariana, are you sure it's that serious? You know how you tend to be dramatic. I could hear water running. Spa music. Champagne glasses clinking. Mom, my car is totaled. I have a head injury. They're taking me to County General. Please, I just need you to get Isla. County General? That's an hour away. I'm getting a seaweed wrap right now. Can't your husband handle this? Caleb is in Dallas. He won't land for another 5 hours. Mom, please. She's 6 weeks old. Hold on. Muffled conversation. My sister Jessica's voice in the background, laughing. Mom came back. Ariana, your sister and I are leaving tomorrow for our Caribbean cruise. We have the pre-cruise spa package today. It's already paid for. My head pounded. Mom, this is an emergency. Your granddaughter needs. Your sister never has these emergencies, Ariana. Her voice went sharp. Jessica has 2 children and she's never once called me in a panic. You need to be more organized. More responsible. Something in my chest cracked that wasn't just my broken ribs. I didn't plan to get hit by a truck, Mom. Well, you should have contingency plans. That's what responsible parents do. I can't just drop everything every time you have a problem. We've been planning this cruise for 8 months. The ambulance hit a pothole. Pain exploded through my torso. Mom kept talking. This is exactly why I worry about you. Always so chaotic. Always needing to be rescued. I raised you to be independent, but you're still calling mommy every time something goes wrong. The paramedic was watching me, hearing every word. The look on her face, pity mixed with anger. I'm not asking you to cancel your cruise. Just watch Isla for a few hours until I can arrange something else. Please. I'm getting on a ship tomorrow, Ariana. I need to pack. Your father and I deserve this vacation. We're not going to let your poor planning ruin our trip. My poor planning. Mom, I was hit by a truck. And I'm sure you're fine. You're talking, aren't you? You're always so dramatic. Remember when you thought you had appendicitis and it was just gas? This is different. They're all different according to you. Look, I have to go. My wrap is getting cold. Call one of your friends or hire a babysitter. You make good money, don't you? Problem solved. The line went dead. I stared at my cracked screen. My mother's contact photo smiled back from last Christmas, holding Isla, looking proud for the camera. I'd thought becoming a grandmother would soften her. I was wrong. Do you have someone else you can call? The paramedic asked gently. I scrolled through my contacts. My best friend was in Seattle. Caleb's parents were in Arizona. Mrs. Park couldn't handle a newborn long-term. Then I found it. A business card I'd saved 6 months ago. Elite Newborn Care. 24/7 Emergency Services. Elite Newborn Care, this is Sarah. I need help. The words tumbled out. I'm in an ambulance. Car accident. My 6-week-old is at home with an elderly neighbor. I need someone now who can handle an exclusively breastfed baby. We can have someone there in 45 minutes. Sarah asked calm questions. Medical conditions? Supplies? Hospital destination? Our specialist Naomi will be there in 40 minutes. She's a registered nurse with 15 years of newborn experience. We'll coordinate with the hospital for pumped milk or provide formula if needed. Don't worry. We've got your daughter. How much will this cost? $75 per hour, 4-hour minimum. But right now, focus on getting medical help. We'll handle the rest. I almost cried. Someone was actually helping me. No judgment. No guilt. Just help. Thank you. You're welcome, Mama. We'll take care of her like she's our own. The ER was chaos. CT scan, chest x-rays, shoulder x-rays. Pain medication made everything fuzzy, but one thought stayed clear. My mother had refused to help her own granddaughter. While they stitched my forehead, my phone rang. Babe, oh my God. Caleb's voice was panicked. I just landed and saw your messages. Are you okay? Is Isla okay? I told him everything. Your mom said no? His voice rose. During a medical emergency? She has a cruise tomorrow. I don't give a damn if she has a meeting with the Pope. He took a breath. I'm getting a flight back now. 3 hours. What about your presentation? Screw the presentation. My wife is in the hospital. That's when I started crying. Not from pain or fear, but because Caleb showed me what real family looked like. And it made my mother's rejection hurt even more. After they admitted me overnight, I did something I'd been thinking about since the ambulance. Something I'd been too afraid to do for 9 years. I opened my banking app and found the automatic payment I'd set up at 19. My first real job after college. My parents mentioned struggling with their mortgage after Dad's hours got cut. $1,450. Every month, for 108 months. I'd never told them. They thought Dad's pension increased or Mom's bookkeeping brought in more. They never questioned it. Just enjoyed the stability. That money paid their entire mortgage and car payment. It's how they afforded spa days and Caribbean cruises. How Dad retired at 62 instead of 65. $1,450 times 108 months. $156,600. I'd paid over $150,000 to keep my parents comfortable, and my mother couldn't spare 3 hours for her granddaughter. I canceled the automatic payment. Then I opened a new savings account. Named it Isla's Future. Set up the same transfer, $1,450 a month, but for my daughter. The daughter my mother couldn't be bothered to help. I pressed confirm. A nurse came in. You're looking better. Colors back. I just made a decision I should have made years ago. She smiled. Those are usually the best kind. Around 8 p.m., there was a knock. I expected Caleb, but a tall man in his 70s walked in. Gray hair, sharp blue eyes, wearing a cardigan. Grandpa? My mother's father. The man who taught me to fish, paid for my college textbooks, slipped me $200 every birthday. Mrs. Park called me. Said you'd been in an accident and my daughter refused to help. She overheard your phone conversation. Grandpa, I'm okay. Islaw's with a professional caregiver. Stop. Gentle but firm. Don't minimize what happened. He sat quietly, looking at me. Then he said, your grandmother and I paid for that cruise. I blinked. What? The Caribbean cruise. We paid for their anniversary. $12,000 for the premium package. He shook his head. I thought we were giving them a gift. Didn't realize we were funding their excuse to abandon you. Grandpa, you didn't know. I called your mother an hour ago. You know what she said? I waited. She said you were being dramatic. That you'd always been too dependent. He leaned forward. Then she said, Isla isn't even my responsibility. Ariana chose to have a baby. She needs to deal with the consequences. The words hit like a second collision. She called my daughter a consequence? That's when I told her the cruise was canceled. What? I called the cruise line. Canceled it. As the purchaser, I have that right. He smiled without warmth. Your mother and father will not be going on any cruise tomorrow. Grandpa, you didn't have to. Yes, I did. He took my hand carefully. Your grandmother made me promise to watch out for you. Said she worried about how your mother treated you differently than Jessica. Tears built in my eyes. I thought maybe she was seeing things. But over the years, I've watched. Your sister gets praised for what you get criticized for. Your accomplishments dismissed while hers get celebrated. You're always expected to understand while she's allowed to be selfish. It's just how Mom is. It's how you've let her be. How we all let her be. He squeezed my hand. Not anymore. Another knock. Caleb, still in his conference suit, carrying flowers, looking frantic. When he saw me, his face crumpled with relief. I'm okay. We're okay. Grandpa stood. I'll give you privacy. But Ariana, is there anything else I should know? I hesitated. Then I told him about the payments. 9 years. How I'd just canceled it. Grandpa's face went still. You've been paying their mortgage? Since I was 19. They never knew. He did the math quickly. Over 150,000. 156,600. Caleb stared at me. You never told me. I didn't tell anyone. They needed help and I could provide it. Grandpa was quiet for a long moment. Did they ever thank you? Ever question where the money came from? They just spent it. On cruises and shopping and spa days. And helping Jessica with her down payment. I stopped. They helped Jessica buy her house with my money. And when you were in a car accident, Grandpa's voice was ice. Your mother couldn't spare 3 hours. She took your money for 9 years and couldn't give you 3 hours. He pulled out his phone. I'm making a call. He walked to the hallway, but I could hear him. Catherine, it's Dad. Did you know Ariana has been paying your mortgage for 9 years? Silence. $14.50 a month. $156,000 total. Your daughter, the one you call dramatic, the one you refuse to help, has been keeping you afloat since she was 19. Pause. She canceled the payments this afternoon. From her hospital bed. After you abandoned her. My mother's voice, shrill through the phone. Then Grandpa said, you have 24 hours to make this right. Apologize, meet your granddaughter properly, show gratitude. If you don't, I'm changing my will. Everything I plan to leave you, the house, the stocks, the bonds, goes to Ariana and Isla instead. More shouting. I'm not bluffing. My attorney is drafting changes tomorrow. You think I'm leaving my estate to someone who treats their daughter like garbage? Who calls their granddaughter a consequence? His voice dropped. Your mother would be ashamed. I know I am. He hung up. Grandpa walked back in, looking older but determined. That woman is my daughter, and I love her. But love doesn't mean accepting unacceptable behavior. Grandpa, your will. It's already done in my mind. Whether she apologizes or not, you're getting the majority. But I'm giving her 24 hours because your grandmother would want me to. He kissed my forehead. Get some rest. I'm going to meet my great-granddaughter. After he left, Caleb climbed into the hospital bed, holding me carefully. Over $150,000. We could have paid off our house. I know. Started Islah's college fund. I know. Why didn't you tell me? I was quiet. Because then I'd have to admit I was paying for love that should have been free. That no matter how much I gave, it would never be enough. He held me tighter. I'm sorry for not seeing it sooner. You did see it. You flew home mid-presentation. That's basic human decency. Exactly. And my mother couldn't even manage that. My phone started ringing around 10. Declined. Again. Declined. Then texts. Ariana, we need to talk about this misunderstanding. Your grandfather is being unreasonable. You're tearing this family apart. I blocked the number. Then my sister called. What the hell did you do? Mom is hysterical. The cruise is canceled. Grandpa's threatening to cut her out. All because you got an offender bender? 3 broken ribs and a fractured collarbone, Jessica. You're clearly fine enough to cause family drama. I've been paying their mortgage for 9 years. $14.50 every month. That's how Mom can afford not to work. How Dad retired early. How they helped you with your house. Silence. You're lying. Check with Grandpa. Or ask Mom where that extra $14.50 a month came from. Even if that's true, it doesn't give you the right to manipulate Grandpa. He sees exactly what Mom is. What you are. What I've been. Her voice rose. I'm not the one blackmailing my mother. No, you're the golden child who gets everything handed to you while I pay for it. I took a breath. I'm done, Jessica. Done funding your lifestyle. Done being the family ATM. Done accepting scraps while you get celebrated. Mom loves you. Mom tolerates me as long as I'm useful. Today I learned my usefulness is worth 3 hours. She had plans. I had a head injury. Jessica was quiet. Fine. Keep Grandpa's money. But don't expect me to feel sorry when you end up alone. She hung up. Caleb had been listening. You okay? Actually, yeah. For the first time in a long time, I can breathe. The next morning, I was discharged. Caleb brought Isla to the hospital. She was perfect. Naomi had done an amazing job. Detailed notes, stored breast milk, everything. You have a beautiful daughter, Naomi said. And you're a strong mama. Thank you for being there when my mother wouldn't. She smiled sadly. Family is who shows up. Remember that. We went home to dozens of flowers. Friends, Caleb's coworkers, neighbors. Nothing from my parents. Nothing from Jessica. But something from Grandpa. A box with a note, for Isla's future, because she deserves grandparents who choose her first. Love, Grandpa Ben. Inside were savings bonds. $50,000 worth. I cried. The 24-hour deadline passed. No apology. No call. No text. Grandpa's attorney confirmed the will change. Ariana and Isla Watson were now primary beneficiaries. My mother would receive $10,000, enough for a vacation, not the lifestyle my money funded. 2 weeks later, my mother's mortgage bounced. Then the car payment. She called from an unblocked number. Ariana, there's been a mistake with our mortgage. There's no mistake, Mom. I canceled the payments. What? That was you? All these years? Every month since I was 19. But we thought. Dad's pension barely covered utilities. I covered everything else. 9 years. You can't just stop. We'll lose the house. Like I almost lost everything when that truck hit me. When I called for help and got rejected, I apologized. I called Grandpa. You called to save your inheritance. You never apologized to me. Silence. Mom, you had 9 years of support from me, expecting nothing except to matter. To be worth 3 hours during an emergency. You couldn't give me that. We're your parents. You can't abandon us. The irony. You abandoned me first. You chose a cruise over your daughter's emergency. Now I'm making my choice. What about family loyalty? Where was yours when I was being cut out of a car? When your granddaughter needed you? We can work this out. No. Final. I'm done working things out. Done being the only one who tries. Done paying for love that should be free. I hung up. The calls came in waves. Mom, Dad, Jessica, cousins. All the same. I was tearing the family apart. Being vindictive. Overreacting. Not one asked if I was okay. Not one asked about Isla. Not one acknowledged my mother's refusal was the problem. I blocked them all. Grandpa visited every week. He'd hold Isla, tell stories, bring groceries. You're doing the right thing. It takes courage to walk away from toxicity, especially family. Do you think she'll ever understand? Probably not. People like your mother see themselves as the victim. You'll always be the ungrateful daughter, not the generous child who supported her. That's sad. It is. But it's not your responsibility to fix her perspective. Your responsibility is to Isla, to yourself, to building the family you deserve. He was right. 3 months later, I heard my parents downsized. Sold their car. Mom took a full-time job. Learning to live within their means for the first time in 9 years. I felt no satisfaction, but no guilt either. 6 months after the accident, Caleb got promoted. We used his bonus for Isla's college fund, the same $14.50 a month, now for our daughter. In 18 years, Isla would have over $300,000 for education. Money given freely, with love. 1 year later, I got a letter from Jessica. Ariana, I finally understand. Mom asked me to help with bills. Temporary, she said. That turned into constant requests. She's asked for $47,000 this year. I've given 23. My marriage is struggling. When I said no, she called me selfish. Ungrateful. Like she called you. I get it now. You were being used. When you couldn't be useful, you were disposable. I'm sorry I didn't believe you. You were right. Jessica. I read it 3 times. I wrote back briefly. Jessica, thank you. I hope you find courage to set boundaries. You deserve better. I'm not ready to rebuild yet. Maybe someday. Take care, Ariana. I didn't hear from her again. That was okay. Isla is 2 now. Funny, fierce, doesn't know the grandmother who called her a consequence. She knows Grandpa Ben, who visits every Sunday. She knows Caleb's parents, who flew from Arizona when she had croup. She knows family is people who show up. Last week at the park, another mother asked if Isla's grandparents visit. Oh yes. Her grandfather comes every week. What about your parents? I smiled. That is my parent. The one who matters. Here's what I've learned. Some people only value you for what you provide. When you stop, they show exactly who they are. Believe them. Don't waste years trying to earn love that should be freely given. I think about that $156,000 sometimes. Money I'll never get back. But I also think about what I gained. Peace. Self-respect. Understanding my worth. A family built on genuine love rather than obligation. That's worth more than any amount. My mother sends cards every year on Isla's birthday. I don't open them. They go in a box in the garage. Maybe one day Isla will want to know that side of her family. But right now, She's got everything she needs. Parents who choose her every day. A great-grandfather who adores her. A future funded by love. If you've been the family ATM, paying for love that should be free, being dismissed and called dramatic when expressing legitimate needs, I want you to know something. You are not obligated to fund your own mistreatment. You are not required to finance people who refuse to show up. You are allowed to keep your money, time, and energy for people who actually value you. And if walking away means losing people who only loved what you could give them, you weren't losing family. You were losing users. There's a difference. My name is Ariana Watson. I'm 30 years old. A mother, a wife, a granddaughter. I used to be a daughter and sister too. But DNA doesn't make you family. Loyalty does. Respect does. Showing up does. 2 years ago, my mother refused to watch my newborn during my car accident because she had cruise tickets. Now she works full-time to afford a life she took for granted. My grandfather changed his will to protect me. And I'm thriving. We're thriving. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's building a beautiful life with people who actually deserve to be in it. Thanks for listening, and if you like this story, don't forget to comment and subscribe for more stories about family, boundaries, and choosing yourself. Remember, family isn't just blood. It's who shows up when it matters most.